I sought help in July of 2009. I ended up homeless again, and I was starting to think of doing robbing people and that, and for some reason I just reached a point where that was unacceptable, and I was tired of being on the streets, having done it since I was 7 years old. That was just kind of the point. That was the end. Right, there was a lot of damage done in 5 years. $30,000 in debt. Broke a lot of trust, burnt a lot of bridges. We built these masks. Drugs and alcohol weren't the major problem. The real problem is the things that I did, right? The things I did to protect myself, to avoid how I felt and make sure that I don't open up to anybody. So some of the things that I had going on for me in treatment is that I thought I was a counselor. So I would go around and help everybody else, and I wouldn't focus on myself. I was very good at being honest about, what I did that day or if anything happened, but I never was very good about the truth part of honesty, where you talk about how you feel and what you've done. So treatment for me, the treatment center that I went to was great. It taught me a lot about spirituality, which is what I needed, because I had thought myself out of spirituality a long time ago. It also gave me the opportunity to get some clean time. It got me 3 months clean, which is what I desperately needed. When I cleaned up, my father broke down and said that's not how things were supposed to turn out. And I think that was a pivotal part for me, both in being 20 years old and also starting out on a new journey of life. I think it was very important for me to see that, to help me with a little bit of the maturity aspect of being 20 years old, and also seeing how my actions really affected people, and not just my actions when I was using. My actions before I found the drugs as well. I think in my life today, it's actually, it wasn't the addiction that made everything better, it was the seeking help and getting out of denial that made everything better. I mean, I'm 26 years old, and I'm behind a desk, and I work at an amazing facility. I have an amazing life today. So it's very easy for me to think that I've lost out on a lot of things if I allow myself to go that way. However, if I take a very healthy look at it, I can see how much that's actually given me when I cleaned up. If I never cleaned up, I wouldn't have any of this. But because I cleaned up, because I have that story, I can relate to these men in this house. I can come to work every day with a lot more, with a lot more heart and experience and empathy for these men.